What's up, guys? This is Carter with Bluecloud Solutions, and today I wanted to talk to you about how to make a billion-dollar app company. All right, now I'm going to break this into three buckets, and by no means is this a comprehensive list, but I do think that this will be very helpful for anybody out there who's thought about, hey, this could be a huge app idea. This could be so big. This is the next Instagram. I want to talk about a few key things that I've seen pretty much across the board for anything that's gone that big. And I think that this is very helpful even at the very small level, right? Even if you're just getting started. If you have big dreams, if you want something to go big, this is a good set of guidelines, all right? Now the first one is all about market leadership. Now if you want your app to go really big, or if you want anything to go really big, you either need to be the market leader in some particular market, a niche market or a big market, but you need to be number one, or you need to solve a very specific problem for somebody who already is a market leader. Let me give you a few examples. Obvious one, Instagram, right? They became the first and the best for photo sharing. There were a lot of other competitors, but Instagram very quickly became number one because they figured out that you can't save the image to your camera, you have to actually share it on a network, and it made everything go viral. They went big. They also had an amazing product. So they became the number one in their industry. Now, similarly, they got bought by Facebook, and that's because they solved a very specific problem for Facebook. Right? Facebook is so much bigger than they were, and they solved a very specific problem for another market leader. So they kind of leapfrogged from one market over to a much bigger market, and that's how their value was created. Right? Same with WhatsApp, where there was 17 or $19 billion. They were the number one texting app. They got rolled into another market leader, into Facebook, who then rolled them into Messenger so they can get even bigger as the market leader for social networks or whatever it may be. So you can, whenever you look at any big app idea or any big app exit or any big company really, what you'll see is that they become the best at something very specific. And then typically the people who buy them are a much bigger company that need that solution. They need the number one in something small to solve a problem that they have. Okay? So that's the first one, market leadership. The second is all about solving problems, right? Now you either need to solve a problem that everybody has, or you need to solve a very expensive problem that one person has, or a small group of people have. With these same examples, or I should say a different example, some of these dating apps, right? That is a massive problem that a lot of people have. And when you see the apps that became number one, they have huge valuations. They're worth billions of dollars because they solve a problem that the mass market has, right? Hundreds of millions of people use these apps because it's a big problem. Same thing with games, or same things with things like Pandora or music apps, Spotify, whatever you want to look at. They all solve problems that pretty much everybody has. Now, conversely, there are apps out there like Uber bought an app company that was for trucking. Right? It was a very specific app, and I believe they bought them for something like $600 million. And you'd be like, this market is tiny. There's definitely no way that there's more than 1,000 people or 10,000 people that need this app. But the technology that trucking app had was a huge value for Uber, right? They don't need to go and do all the research and development and spend the years making it. They could just buy this and bolt it into their company, and it makes them a lot more money, right? That's a very expensive problem that this app solved. So anytime you want to have an app that goes really big, you need to solve a problem for a lot of people, or you need to solve a very specific problem for someone who it's a very expensive problem that they have. And it can be across any category, Uber just being one example. All right, now the third one, and there's a lot more to this about team and systems and all that, but this third one I think is huge, is you need to have the average person or some market force growing your company for you. You can't go out and buy Facebook ads up to a billion-dollar company. You need to be able to launch the product and then leverage the momentum of the world that starts to grow and grow and grow your business. Now that can be through things like viral loops, right? Like people start sharing it with each other. It can be through things like word of mouth, like, hey, you gotta check this game out, this is amazing, or whatever it may be. But you have to have some force, like the timing is part of it, but also it's just the way that it interacts with the consumers, the people, so that the app is growing faster than you could ever buy the installs yourself. You couldn't go on an ad network and buy your way up to that level. You need some sort of growth that's pulling you up to that level. So I think if you look at those three factors, right? So being a market leader, and then working with other bigger market leaders and becoming a part of them, solving problems and solving very expensive problems for companies, and then finally having some sort of market force that is propelling you in that direction. That is, you are leveraging the growth and the speed of the masses, of the App Store and of the general population to get to that level. If you get those three things, you're on track for something really big. And like I said, there's other stuff like having a really great team and having scalable systems and scalable technology, but for the most part, the first three are really the foundation of creating a $1 billion app business. So if you like this, or if you want to build a $1 billion app business, make sure you give me the thumbs up or like this on Facebook, leave me a review on the podcast, and I will see you guys next time.